welcome to this special edition of Culture Pod. We're filling in for Thierry. He's got a cold at the moment, so we're going to do this edition in English. And we're here to talk about the Geneva Communicators blog. We've just had an event. We're at the International University in Geneva.
Patricia mentioned we just had an event here in Geneva. We had about 30 people gathered to talk about the future of mobile communication. Mobile communication in, how can mobile phones take its role in the future place of communications. And we had a live direct with a speaker from London who gave some very interesting information. He didn't once hardly talk about the iPhone, but actually was more talking about how the majority of people actually in the world still use relatively simple phones, and the main message was SMS, it's the new global brand.
I think that people came to this meeting tonight for two reasons. One was for the information that they could get out of the meeting, and the second is for the network. I think it's important nowadays, especially if you're working in communications, to find others who are working in a similar field and who may be facing similar challenges.
I think what we saw today, he was showing us more the situation in the UK and also globally compared to how it's going in Switzerland. I would say Switzerland is slightly behind compared, for example, to the UK in terms of the usage of the mobile phone, and also what's more advanced in the UK and other markets is the usage of SMS and texting for mobile marketing. I don't think you have that so much in Switzerland. I think the Swiss people are less tolerant for this sort of marketing yet, but it may change. Tonight we saw clearly for companies, organizations and individuals the importance that mobile communications via phones will take. And in particular, not only in Europe, but in places like Africa and India, for example, where in India the number of mobile owners will double in the next couple of years is the prediction. So certainly for people who want to communicate outside of Europe, the mobile will certainly be a better tool than the computer and the internet. What we know in terms of mobile usage is in certain countries in Asia, Korea, for example, and Japan, they have very advanced systems. In Japan, for example, the mobile is also used as a sort of a credit card these days. So it's true that what explains that, I don't know why that is so. It maybe is just that the take-up of the technology, the culture of these other countries has more of that take-up mentality than what we have here in Switzerland and in Europe.
I think that in terms of companies and organizations today, certainly in Switzerland, we're still quite behind with the implementation of mobile technology. And I think it's important in a globalized world, to reach your stakeholders, to reach your audience. The iPhone allows you to not only obtain information rapidly, but also reach your networks very quickly wherever you are. And I think this idea of a network is increasingly important. For the Geneva Communicators blog, the next phase will probably be to transform it into the Geneva Communicators network, because we've seen quite a positive response to the events that we've organized. And we'd like to go beyond just the blog and just providing information to the community, but actually really building on the network.
Interesting thing for those interested in web is the Geneva Communicators blog really started off as an online initiative where we were blogging about events interesting for people working in communications in the Geneva region. And in fact, we started to do offline events, meetings, workshops, and in fact, the offline has been inspired by the online, so we really want to bring that together now to make that really a network for communicators. You can get together online or you can get together offline. You can go to both or either as you would like. That's the idea for the next step for the Geneva Communicators blog, to transform into the Geneva Communicators network.